Trustees Enterprises to order. We will take up the following item for approval. Action 1A is the approval of the minutes of the May 28th, 2024 meeting. Approval of the action item 1A. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any discussion? All in favor? And take that as an aye. Opposed? Any abstentions?
I abstain.
Okay, one abstention. So we move for the approval of the minutes. With no policy items on the agenda, I will address the information. I will address the information. There is one information item on the agenda. Information item 2A, the Diversity, Inclusion, and MWBE update. Chief Procurement and Supplier Diversity Officer, Martin Serler, and Senior Vice Chancellor of University Human Resources and Labor Relations, Gloria, will present on this item.
Thank you, Chair. We wanted to provide the subcommittee with an update on the events that we've been participating lately and the ones that we have in the pipeline. We also want to share good news in terms of our mentor protege program with two companies that we just onboarded. And then and also an update on union legislation regarding to an increase in the threshold for discretionary procurement, which is a very good news for the MWBE community, and after which I'm going to hand it over to Senior Vice Chancellor Gloria for her section. Is it? There you go. So Ali, if you want to walk us through the activity.
Yes. Do we have the slide?
We do. Sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone. So since the last time we've met, the Office of Supplier Diversity has been hard at work with our outreach efforts. And we are proud to say we've attended so many events since we've last met, as well as some upcoming events on our calendar. As you can see, we do have a list of events that we've attended and those that we are looking forward to attend, and this list is continuously growing. Just this morning, we were supporting our state partners at the MTA. They hosted an event at CUNY's Graduate Center, and CUNY was there to support as well as meet new vendors as well. And it was mainly a construction-based event, and so we're going to be sharing with the construction fund the many vendors that we met at that event. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had the honor of attending the National Women's Association for Women in Construction, where Chair Wilkin was awarded for her hard work and dedication to women in construction. And I just want to say, Chair Wilkin, thank you so much for being a fighter and for being a voice for those who were not heard in this field for so long. And so you've dedicated your life for over 30 years to fighting the good fight for this cause. So I just want to personally thank you. And CUNY is 100% behind women in construction, and we will always be a partner in this cause. And continuously, we are also attending city events. We are partners with our partners at the city, and the Chief Business Diversity Officer, Mike Garner, hosts events, several events during the year, and we make sure that we also attend these as well, and just expanding our outreach efforts, not just on a state level, but on a city level. We do meet city certified firms who are not state certified, and so we make sure that we establish that connection and get them state certified so that they can eventually work with CUNY. And so we attend these events and we meet hundreds of vendors, and we're continuously adding on to our directory. And we just onboarded a contract compliance manager, an outreach manager, so that we will effectively be tracking the effectiveness of going to these events. And when we do meet these vendors, we make sure to share the information with our 25 campuses. You know, at each campus is a procurement director, and we're making sure that we give them the directory to effectively use these certified firms. And as Martin has stated not too long ago, we do have our mentor protege program where we partner a larger company, a multi-billion-dollar company such as a Grainger or a CDW, with a smaller, diverse company. And for a few years, they give them business development as well as a reseller aspect for this contract. So in this case, we do have Intivity and Oscar Services, both small companies, Hispanic-owned companies, and MBE certified. And so we're looking forward to seeing what these two companies are going to be providing to this program, and we're looking forward to see how they grow. You know, we've seen other companies go through this contract and grow at tremendous rates in profits and revenues, and so we're excited to see what Intivity and Oscar does next in the next upcoming years.
Just to add to this, it's been a program that has been worked very well in the past for us. The rate of growth of these companies typically starting the 20 to 25% per year, and then second year and third year it could be up to 50 or 60% growth. This is a joint program with the state and of course CUNY, and it proved to be very, very effective to help these companies get the tools that they need in terms of marketing, industry knowledge, training, financial type of consulting, so they can be better prepared to do business with larger type of organizations such as CUNY. Very excited for these two good news.
And news coming from Albany. The governor recently signed a bill into law that increases the MWBE SDVOB discretionary spend. And what that means is certified firms as MWBEs and SDVOBs are able to bid on contracts amongst themselves. So we're excluding CDWs and the Graingers from the mix so that these MWBEs are just bidding amongst themselves, which guarantees 100% MWBE utilization. In my opinion, it's the most effective tool MWBEs have on the state level, on the city level, and we are currently working with our campuses to spread the word and to utilize this tool. Now, I've done college campus visits at each of the campuses, and this is the main thing I'm driving, especially for this year. We want to use the discretionary spend, especially in the categories listed. These are the categories where we are seeing the most certified firms, certified on the state level. We have hundreds of general contractors, electricians, painters, roofers, carpentry. They have a bulk of certified firms in these categories, and there's no reason why we can't take advantage of this discretionary spend and just increase our MWBE utilization as much as possible. And so we're working with each campus procurement director to ensure that this happens. This is one of my main priorities that we do for this year. We've always achieved the governor's 30%, but we want to go above and beyond. We want to hit 40%. We want to hit 50% as much as possible. Now, I'm not at liberty to share the numbers at this time, just because we're waiting on the governor's office to approve the numbers, which we will be hearing about very soon. But I can tell you that we have absolutely achieved over the governor's 30%. And I do want to give a shout out to just a couple of campuses. LaGuardia Community College, we want a bare minimum of 30% MWB utilization. What they've achieved is monumental. They were able to achieve 70% MWBE utilization, and Hostos Community College was able to achieve 60% MWBE utilization. So I'm incredibly proud of these procurement directors. They get the mission, and we are all in on doing this good work. And I'm looking forward to see what we have for the upcoming year.
Thank you, Ali. Senor Richardson, yes, we're done with your section.
Did you want to take questions or just keep going?
Any questions from the subcommittee, any comments, recommendations?
Question. When you said, can't share with you the numbers now because the governor hasn't settled on them, what numbers would the governor settle on, other than us, the numbers we report to her?
We report on a quarterly basis on the New York State system, and so what they do is they consolidate the numbers. They have to validate the numbers to make sure that they really come from certified firms, that they haven't lost their certification. They also validate
So she
the
certifies
vouchers.
your numbers.
Right. So once everything is certified, validated, I guess, then they give a free green light authorization to the agencies to disclose the actual numbers. So we can give you a sense of what we are, and we are looking pretty good, but we can't publish the numbers just yet. Normally that happens right about this time of the year, like end of October. So unfortunately, we didn't make the cut for this meeting, but we're certainly going to bring the numbers for the next meeting.
Thank you.
And I also forgot to mention, Brooklyn College was able to achieve over 40% SDVOB utilization. So we're proud of them over in Brooklyn. That is massive. For SDVOB, there is a goal for 6%. It's only 6%, and they were able to achieve over 40%. And so Brooklyn College is
What's STVOB for those of us who are lost in the acronym?
Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Business. And that's also another event we're going to be attending, VetCon, which is in November, where we're going to be doing outreach to those
In Albany.
in Albany to those business owners.
Thank you.
So, just to, prior to that, if I can just say a few words. First of all, thank everybody for being there. My apologies for having to be remote under these conditions. But just to point out to the committee, the benchmarks that have been reached by the MWBE committee, the program is quite astounding. CUNY, in the history of having MWBE program and goals, this is so significant. And the importance of this, these businesses now have opportunities where they might not have existed at CUNY to do business with us. And going to the different going to the different events and that they have gone to, and including so many more. The importance of that is knowing that the opportunities at CUNY really do exist. And that's so significant. And we're seeing it in the metrics here. So thank Martin and thank Ali and thank the team for really making this a major goals that have been reached, which is not easy to do, but it is, and that both the state and city are recognizing the importance of CUNY and the economic empowerment that exists here for minority women and SDVO business enterprises. And thank you for having an opportunity of going to the National Association of Women in Construction and being there. It is, again, so important that that CUNY, besides myself, CUNY was recognized realizing that we are now a major leader in economic empowerment for businesses. So thank you so much for sharing that and being it. That was tremendously heartfelt. And glad that you were able to join them at their reception. So with that, any questions at this point, or we're good? Okay. At this point, we'd like to have the Vice Chancellor Gloria to present on the items that regarding Chief Diversity Officer training.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. So, yes, I just want to give an update on some of the things that are happening or have recently happened at Central University HR, and we continue our emphasis on training. So most recently, we had a several-hour meeting with our chief diversity officers across the university. Every college was represented, and we partnered with our Office of General Counsel, who did a training and a panel discussion for and with the CDOs regarding conducting investigations. This was an important goal for us to reach by the end of December, so we are happy to have done it early, and I think that people were able to speak to their colleagues there and share information, and it was an overall very helpful session. And the other part of that meeting was training regarding Executive Order 31, which is the state as model employer for persons with disabilities. This came out several months ago. We haven't heard much about it, but it is actually a very, very comprehensive program that will require a number of different changes to how we recruit, where we recruit, what our goals are, and so that is definitely underway. And we are also in affirmative action season, as we call it, meaning that the campuses are all working on their affirmative action plans, and they will be due in November. So we also had an open Q&A and training session about how to work with the data that my office provides to them, new ideas in affirmative action planning, et cetera. So all in all, I think it was a very useful meeting. Continuing on the training theme, we are planning a session in October that will be in collaboration with the University LGBTQI+ Council and the University Title IX Director from OGC. And they'll be working with our Central Office Chief Diversity Officer to talk through a variety of different topics, policy updates and workplace expectations, sensitivity and safe space training, and resources for support. The session will also focus on creating a respectful, supportive, and equitable work environment. And we are looking at this as a pilot, and if it is successful, we'll be able to share it and roll it out to any of the campuses that are interested. And I think what is great about this group in particular is that they also cross lines between employees and students. So it's faculty, staff, and students. So we look forward to hosting that later in October, which actually begins tomorrow. I was going to say 2 months, but it's actually right around the corner. In the past, I mentioned that we've created a partnership with the New York City Commission of Human Rights that has opened training avenues to CUNY employees. Many of their offerings are free. If they're not free, they are very, very cost effective. The calendar that we have been included on for the fall, which brings us to January 2025, has to do with human rights law and age discrimination in employment, human rights law, racism, and other forms of discrimination based on race and color, a bystander intervention workshop, which is new, and I think with some of the changes on who's a responsible party and a reporting party, that this will be particularly timely. Working with transgender and gender nonconforming persons, understanding Muslim experiences and combating anti-Muslim bias, and understanding Jewish experiences and anti-Semitism. I think the last two were presented last season as well. So we look forward to continuing this partnership with the New York City Commission on Human Rights, and it is actually growing. So we feel like we're getting a lot of benefit from that. Again, continuing on the training theme, in November, we will have, I believe it is our third annual professional development and learning conference. And this year, the topic or the theme is the change ahead, dare to imagine and innovate. And this does come out of University Human Resources Professional Development and Learning Group. It's open to all CUNY employees. It is a 2-day event. And we have a leadership training track this year called Creating Inclusive Campus Communities, Strategies, and Best Practices. So in the last couple of years, we've been able to provide CUNY employees with over 80 sessions, and we've had hundreds of attendees. And because it is done virtually, we know that that has some downsides to it, but the upside is that we can get tremendous attendance, and people can sort of pop in and out, as they wish. So it's open to across the community, and people from within CUNY actually do most of the presentations. So they write proposals and then are selected to present as well. So looking forward to that in early November. And in closing, I just want to sort of remind everyone that what I go over here is just a small smattering of what's going on. I focus on the things that are being offered out of University HR or the central office. But we do have a Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Hub. And here is a repository where you can find all of the things that are going on, or many or most. Sometimes it's hard to get all of them and keep it up to date, but throughout the university. And so this went live, I want to say about a year ago. And it also links to our other important sites where you can report sexual misconduct or report discrimination or retaliation. But it's a great location to see all the things that are going on around the university at any given time. That's my report for today. I'm happy to answer any questions.
I have a question. How is all of this going to be linked to the institute that's being developed?
So, I think that's still very much a work in progress. I don't know, Hector, if you want to comment at all on that. I know some of the work that comes out of my office on the individual campuses right now will be folded in there, but I believe more specific than that is still under discussion. Is that fair to say, Hector?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Thank you.
When will we get a better idea of the integration and the integration and then the collaboration?
The chancellor has on October 1st
Okay,
deadline to go in front of the board, and I think now
Right.
that there's been conversations.
so that's today. Tomorrow, excuse me. Day ahead of myself.
Yeah, so he's gonna,
Okay, cool.
So Vice Chancellor, that's, something that I given Trustee Cortez has mentioned. It's clearly, I think, important that perhaps for our next meeting, if there's something that you feel would be important to bring forward at that time, maybe to add that to the agenda going forward.
That's what he has.
Understood, thank you.
Any other questions? Discussion? Okay, with no more items on the agenda, I move to adjourn this meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Yes, so opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.